Let's say a nuke was to drop in a nearby city, and now you have to deal with the fallout. Now let's say a solar flare hits the earth and the entire power grid is just gone in minutes. Do you think that you have any of the preparedness or the survival plan to combat a situation like this? Here at SwissLink, I think we have everything that you would need. So today we're gonna go over 10 different categories of survival gear that you would need in an apocalyptic scenario like this. Alright, in order to carry all this apocalyptic gear, you're gonna need a backpack. And if you're in contact with any electromagnetic pulse, whether that's from radiation from a nuclear bomb or just a solar flare that's extremely strong, then the electronics within that backpack are absolutely gonna be fried. So, as a genius invention, we have this genius Faraday waterproof backpack. Not only is it waterproof, but it also protects your gear from electromagnetic pulses. It's EMP resistant, and that's why it's so important. Because if the grid goes down, you're still going to want to be the guy with the working chargers and batteries on hand. The inside is very spacious, and it's going to give you enough room to fit all of the other equipment that we're going to show you in a bit. Alright, now let's actually get all the cool stuff so we can actually fill this thing. Alright, so in these situations, you're going to need something that's kind of important, and that's obviously food. So sadly, you're not going to be able to just Ziploc one of your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So there's a much better alternative, and that would be freeze-dried food. This Mountain House freeze-dried food gives you a variety of meals that are lightweight, easy to cook, and taste surprisingly good for something that's built to last. Think of this as your culinary lifeline when grocery stores are but a fading memory. And if the power seems to go out at the exact same time that you're still making gains at the gym, then we have this entire bucket from Mountain House full of a ton of meals. I think this is about 12 pouches, and that's about 22 servings for food. So that's gonna hold you over for a really long time. This bad boy gives you 22 servings worth of meals, and the best part is you don't have to worry about cooking any meals during a crisis. Just add water, heat it up, and you are ready to eat. So this thing is going to hold you over for a while. When serious events occurs, then injuries are just bound to happen. So having any sort of first aid or medical kit on you is an absolute must. And if you want to be completely prepared for anything, then this is going to have more than enough for all the situations you may come by. This thing can be loaded with everything you need to stop bleeding, stabilize fractures, and handle whatever comes your way. It's compact, portable, and even makes you feel like a field medic in an action movie. This thing is absolutely packed to the brim with things that you probably wouldn't even think you would need in a situation like this. So kind of going through it, you can see that you have all these different options. And if you don't have a spare toddler just to carry that entire huge bag around, then we have a much easier to carry option, which is just our rapid response kit. This is gonna fit in your bag way easier than a huge backpack, but still enough for something like serious situations or serious injuries like that. It's quick, efficient, and saves you from having to explain to your buddies why you're using duct tape on a paper cut. Either way, you'll look like you'll know what you're doing, and that's already half the battle. So water is kind of a necessity. I mean, no, if you don't have water, you're just gonna die. So let's make sure that you have some options for water when you are out in a situation like this. And one of the best, in my opinion, is our Hitco personal water filter. Hitco is the Huffman International Trade Company. It can filter up to 5,000 liters of water, which is about enough to hydrate you through a full-blown apocalypse and then some. And as a reminder, you're never going to want to stick around an affected area, and the main objective here is to get out of that zone and to hold you over while you're trying to figure that out. And as an alternative, we do also have aqua tabs. So let's say you're done with that one. These ones are also going to help you purify your water. These are 30 tablets that you just toss into your water bottle or whatever you're about to drink, and then it takes about 30 minutes or so to purify the water, but it does become completely drinkable after that set amount of time. Alright, so we have our food and our water right now, but how the heck are we going to cook any of that? Well, I have a couple options for you, and our first one is going to be our jet boil. It heats up super fast and uses minimal fuel, and it's so compact enough to fit in your bag without sacrificing space for other essentials. And if you're setting up an entire camp and you want something that's going to feed more people, or if you want something that's way more effective, then this half-gen base camp system is exactly what you're going to need. This beast that lets you cook multiple dishes at once, so you can actually enjoy a hot, hearty meal, even if the world is on fire outside. Alright, fire is a total non-negotiable for survival. It's warmth, it's your protection, it's your ticket to a hot meal. So, how are we going to start this fire? Well, I have two separate options for you. Our first one is going to be our Nano Striker. Your XL fire starter is a compact, reliable, and you'll feel like a pro when you start your first spark. So this is going to definitely help you if you don't have a lighter on you. And on the other hand, we have our Blackbeard weatherproof fire starter, which is another method for fire starting, and this one is way more weatherproof, so it's going to be way more durable. Plus, it's something every survivalist should have on hand. I have seen these things work in the wild, and they do a really good job at keeping their own spark aflame. I've seen people pour water on these things, and they continue to still light themselves even afterwards. No survival kit is complete without any sort of self-defense or just gadgets in general. So this knife is our MFH knife. It is actually a multi-tool and comes with several different parts. You have your main blade, which has a really cool hook look to it. You have an entire tool set knife, and this one comes with several little knives on the inside, whether that's serrated or smoothed out. You also get a flashlight, and if all of this wasn't enough for you, you even have more tools on the carabiner itself. And this thing is just so compact, and I feel like this is all the tools that you would need in a scenario like this. Alright, so let's say if you wanted to create a shelter, this thing would also help a lot. This is a serrated blade, so something to cut down trees or to cut down branches. And this one is from Ace Camp. This thing is going to help you, especially if you're trying to build some sort of shelter. It's perfect for chopping, slicing, simple and reliable. It folds out and comes out with a huge serrated knife at the other end. And this thing is going to be an absolute lifesaver. If you don't have access to like a full-blown chainsaw or something like that, this is definitely going to do. When a power grid goes out, there's not going to be any more pesky fluorescent lights, and there's going to be actually no lights for that matter. So you're going to need some form of illumination, and the best one that I could think of from here is our 300 lumen V1 Pro flashlight by J5 Tactical. It's a small, powerful, and dependable. It's bright enough to light up the campsite or to scare off that mysterious stuff in the bushes, and it's just very light to carry, so if you ever need any light, this is the perfect option. So batteries and chargers are not always going to be around in these types of moments, so something that's going to be self-sustainable, and I think the perfect thing for this would be we have a preppy solar charger and emergency radio. This has a solar charger and a hand crank radio on the top, so you can charge it wherever there's light. And not only that, but it also has a flashlight on the other end and a built-in AM and FM radio. So we'll tune in and show you how it works. And just to clarify again, if you are in a radiation fallout or in any of these, blackout scenarios, you're not going to want to stick around for too long. All of this equipment is to get you as far away as possible as you possibly can. But if you are in need to stay down or to stay in a certain place for a bit, then better to be looking at it than be looking for it. It's going to be this. The Adventure 6 Dome tent is your portable home. It's lightweight, easy to set up, and tough enough to withstand the elements. So paired with a classic wool blanket, and you'll stay warm and dry no matter what. All right, now we're gonna move on to the actual heavy hitters of this entire series. These are gonna be the things that are going to majorly separate you from all the beginner preppers out there. So what we're gonna first start out with is one of my favorites. This is gonna be the ST100X full face survival respirator gas mask. There's gonna be a ton of dust and debris that you don't want inside your lungs. So while you're looking for a better place to protect yourself, this in the meantime is going to protect your lungs from all that unwanted material. It's real and it works, protects you from toxic fumes, smoke, and other nasties in the air. All right, these are some smaller things that are super helpful that I feel like should be in there. So first is the metal compass. This is going to keep you on track when there's absolutely no GPS available. And this folding shovel with a pick, which is perfect for digging trenches or building shelters, or just looking like the most prepared person in the group. And we have this X-Reel, which is a pocket fishing line. So if you do want to catch some fish during this and you're really just going to chill back and relax, then of course you're going to want to get something like this. Alright, so I've been teasing this product for a bit, but in my personal opinion, I think it would be the #1 thing to help you in a situation like this. Radiation, it's completely unavoidable, and I think one of the best things to combat that would be this. This is ThyroSafe, and if you don't know what ThyroSafe is, it is potassium iodide. And what does that do? Well, that basically protects your thyroid from radiation getting into your body. Still going to be there, but it's not going to take as much of an effect on you. And if you have this immediately after something like that happening, then you can definitely bet on your chances being a lot more better. Each pill is 65 milligrams, and those tablets are FDA approved as protection against nuclear fallout. Not only that, but recently US government has been reaching out to businesses, including us, to buy some remaining stock of potassium, but we denied it, so you guys still have access to it here at SwissLink. Alright, well I think that is everything. That is all 10 categories that you would need in an apocalyptic scenario, or if you just got kicked out and you're sleeping on your wife's couch. Either one of those, we have all the tools necessary for that. And if you liked any of these and you liked the video itself, please leave a like and subscribe so we can keep making more content like this. And all of these items are available in our store at swisslink.com. We're selling out pretty quick, so try to get them as fast as you can. And other than that, we will see you in the next video.